Hi everyone, my name is Rudo Kemper and this is my submission for the GEO Indigenous COVID-19 Hackathon. I am addressing the Lapi Wowapi challenge that was posed by James Radlingleaf Sr. When I listened to James Radlingleaf Sr. talk yesterday and I read the description of the challenge, I became very inspired because there are very similar needs in South America in the Amazon rainforest where I work. Elders there have also been expressing the need to support the transmission of knowledge and for capturing storytelling connected to their landscape. And with my organization, the Amazon Conservation Team, and our technical partners, we developed an open source tool called Terrastories, which is designed pretty much with the same needs of this challenge in mind. So for the hackathon, what I did was I spun up an instance of Terrastories for the Lakota landscape, and I'd like to show you what that looks like now. Welcome to Terrastories. This is the landing page. So we'd just like to point out a few things here before I take you to the map. Right up front here, we have a language picker where we can translate the app to different languages. There are a few default ones like English, Spanish. We also have Japanese, but you might notice that I've also added Lakota. So here we have a warm welcome in the Lakota language, and it's pretty easy to translate the rest of the app to that language as well, or any other language. I've added a nice background visual to give you a feel for the Lakota landscape. The other thing to mention here is that this is all running offline on my own laptop. For the Amazonia communities that lack internet access or it's too expensive for them, or they prefer to know that their data is right there on the local machine instead of somewhere in the cloud, these are important features. So let's check out the website. So the way that Terrastories works is that there is a map interface where users can explore the map, zoom in and zoom out, and this map can be populated with any custom content, which is something that James Radlingleaf Sr. mentioned is super important. What I did was I added a few areas from the Native Land website representing the Lakota, Sioux, and the Dine landscapes, because there were some stories that James Radlingleaf posted on the challenge that are associated with those landscapes. So here we have some custom mapping content, and it's possible to put indigenous place names, any other kind of content, as well as remove things so that you don't have, for example, the American names of cities, but you could have the Lakota names. The other feature of Terrastories is the sidebar here, which you can also zoom out if you'd like to, if you just want to explore the map. But the sidebar has all the different stories that are associated with the places in the lands. So the way that this works is you can either explore the stories just via the sidebar here, and I added all of the videos that were included in the challenge, and you can play them from here. You can also click on the stories to show you the place that is associated with them. Or alternatively, you could click on the places in order to see the stories. So there's kind of a dual navigability where you can either use the map to explore the stories or you can use the sidebar. You can also filter. So I've added in a couple of different examples here. You could filter it to the Navajo region so that it zooms in on the specific area where that region is located. You can also do it by the type of place. So I've added some examples here, and this will keep populating as you add content, or you can filter it by the different speakers. So that's a way that you can kind of filter and go through the content. There's a little bit of dummy sort of content here to show that tells you about what Terrastories is, and again, this can all be translated into the Lakota language. And the final feature that I'd like to show you about how this works is if we go back to the welcome page, you can actually log in. So I'm going to log in here, and again, this is all running offline at the moment. You can install it online as well. And once you've logged in with a username that has specific credentials to be able to view restricted content, notice that there's a new story that showed up here, which is this one here. I notice that there's a little lock there. And so basically this is ability to restrict content to users that are logged in. Let's say that the Lakota want to have an instance of Terrastories for their entire landscape, and there's some stories that they want to share with the public, and there's some that they want to keep for themselves, for the youth. They can protect the knowledge in that way. And obviously the videos can be played from here. And you can maximize the videos to full screen as well, which I tried to do, but it ended up killing my video recording. But what I wanted to show was that I added the 4 different stories that James Radlingleaf Sr. had added to the challenge, just to show how some of the storytelling could work. These could be stories in the native language or in any language really that is sharing about different places in the landscape. So in summary, the challenge asked for a tool that can help create a virtual intergenerational community, advance the use of Lakota language, build a language repository by contributions, enhance Lakota cultural values, and support stories that have a connection with the landscape. I felt that the Terrastories tool was really apt for meeting all of those different needs. And so that is my submission for the GEO Indigenous COVID-19 Hackathon. I can share or show anybody that would like to see how Terrastories works. I'd be happy to share and give a demo of how it works. I would also love to support any community, whether it be the Lakota or anybody else that would like to use Terrastories. We have a great team of folks that can help you get oriented and get the app set up. So with that, thank you all.